there guys, Wakaran here, and today we're going to be talking about Berserk, but more importantly about the character of Guts, who is the show's protagonist. But we're not going to be talking about him as a character, we're going to be talking about him mentally, and about the fact he probably has PTSD from the traumatic events that have happened in his childhood, and throughout his time with the Band of Hawk. Now, in order to understand what I'm talking about, we're going to have to go into something complex here and go into PTSD, which is my theory. My theory is that Guts has PTSD, and here's why. Guts has had a traumatic childhood, stemming from the fact that his parents died and he was sold to a mercenary group at a young age and then went into slavery and was sexually assaulted multiple times. If you believe what he says in a dialogue in the manga, I can't remember the chapter, neither can I remember the episode in the anime that he says it. However, though, we're not going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about the fact that he, in a moment of rage and something or other, killed the Band of Hawk and had an illusion that it was the God Hand and Griffith operating his bailiff. Now, to understand this, we got to understand what PTSD is. PTSD is mostly an anxiety disorder that can stem from a traumatic event in someone's life. Guts, if you've read the manga and watched the anime, has had a lot, now I repeat, a lot of traumatic events happen in his life, and we have to understand what traumatic events he's had happen to him in his life, and here they are. His parents died when he was young, and he was sold into a mercenary group that abused him physically and sexually. Now, that can cause PTSD for anyone because, it's quite a traumatic event. But as a young child, that can fuck you up for life. And yes, I do use bad language in these videos, and it's for emphasis, so yeah. But back on note with this video, my theory is that Guts has PTSD. And why? Because of what happened to him as a child, and the fact that in the anime and in the manga, he has a very, very untrusting personality towards characters when he first meets them. And I know that's probably not a symptom of PTSD, but I did do research on it, and it can stem from stuff like this, but from stuff like being sexually assaulted and all that as a child. But it can also come from neglect, which is something that he probably got neglected by the mercenary troop. I don't know, I've not read the manga, I've not watched the anime that much, but I have. Well, I'd be lying if I said I hadn't read the manga. I have read the manga here and there, but back on point with this video. Essentially, my theory is that Guts has PTSD because of what's happened to him in his childhood and what's happened to him as an adult, especially with the slaying of the Band of Hawk by the God's Hand. But you're now going to say, Wakaran, why are you going on about him having PTSD and then blaming the slaying of his friends on the God Hand when you've already said that you probably believe that he slayed them himself and blamed on the God Hand? Well, here's the beautiful thing about this theory, the fact that it's an open theory. It could have been the God Hand that killed them because of the world of Berserk is very fictional based. It's not exactly based in our reality, it's based in a fictional world. But at the same time, Guts does show some symptoms of PTSD, and if you've read the manga and watched the anime, you will discover those very small symptoms of PTSD. But yeah, back on point with what I'm about to say now. I believe Guts, in a moment of anger and rage, and possibly because he's had enough of shit, probably killed the Band of Hawk because he was in a traumatic situation and he couldn't think of any way of dealing with it, so he killed his friends. And you're probably thinking, Stephen, that's not exactly PTSD. I know it's not PTSD, but you also have to look at him as a person. He also has anger problems. So yes, that could also be the reason why he killed the Band of Hawk, if my theory is correct. But no, in canon, in the anime and the manga, the Band of Hawk was killed by the God Hand. And so, yeah, possibly Guts did kill them and hallucinate that they were killed by the God Hand. We don't know. But at this time, we are believing that they were killed by the God Hand. And personally, I believe that it could have been Guts in a moment of anger. But yeah, and he hallucinated something. But yeah, that's just me making up this theory. And yeah, guys, I'm going to end this video here. Subscribe, remember to like and subscribe. Wakaran out.